Okay, you have made it to the last step in my three-step process for a quick start guide for practitioners. So, first step that we did was create and identify our client types, which is who we want to work and how we want to work with them. The second part that we completed is your offer suite breakdown. So you've taken your process and broken them and created different entry points and ways for clients to experience and prospects to experience your methodology, what you do, and how you work. And now we are going to take those offers from step two, and we're going to create some web pages that express and explain what you do in a way that is really simple for people to come in and say yes, that will start gathering leads and turning those leads into great conversations that turn into awesome clients. And I did want to mention, I do have templates for you in a platform called Show It. So if you have those platforms, you can write all of your you can write all of your copy, which is basically the words that go on your web page, is what copy is. You can write all of that in this workbook, and then you can copy and paste it into the templates. I have a whole walkthrough for those on how to use those templates, how to update them with your branding and colors and fonts, and how to get them ready for launch so you can start sending them to referral partners, adding them to your link in bio, and or just sending them out in any space that makes sense for you. You can also use your current domain or subdomain, which I've kind of detailed in that as well. So without further ado, let's dive in to this workbook. So the first thing that we're going to do is map offers to page types. So there's a few different page types that I'll go through and explain. And what we want to do is connect whatever offer makes sense into that page type. So those are opt-in pages, thank you pages, and sales pages. Then we're going to write our copy. Before I design anything, I'm always writing what I want to say. So we'll brainstorm headlines and sections, messaging, clarify what you want to say to clients, and then make sure every page has a clear purpose. And then, as mentioned before, when you're ready, once your copy is written, you can use your own website platform layouts. If you use a landing page builder or Kajabi or anything like that, you can absolutely kind of apply these principles and structure to that. Or if you would like to use the included show it templates, just go back to the delivery landing page and you'll see a link that takes you to the show it um, page that has all of those funnel tutorials on it. So it will have how to implement into show it, how to get show it, how to create your account, all of those things will be on there as well. And you get 30 days on me if you are a new member or if you're a new show it member. So I also did want to mention, I'm not talking about a website at all when we're talking about what we're doing here. And the reason is landing pages live separately from your main site. They are designed to do one thing. And I will say until the cows come home that it is so important for you to have these pages, web pages, before you build a full website. Now, if you already have a website, that's totally fine. But building these pages is going to be a way where you can start generating leads for your business, making money, and finding and attracting your right fit clients without having to build a full website. And even when you do have a full website, you don't want to send clients to a full website without a clear pathway to work with you. These pages are designed to do one thing well: capture leads, enter your offer, guide clients to the next step. And so I always, always, always suggest having pages, and they are going to live separately from your website. Now, you can link them in your website, right? So if you have a website right now and you want to say, click here for my newest coaching program, they can click there and then go to a sales page, or jump into my new mini audio series, click there and it will go to the opt-in page for your freebie. So that's kind of how that works. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive in. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is the offer to page map. So here is going to be your short form opt-in. So that page is going to be, I should think it'd be easier to show them, so I'll show you the demo. So a short form opt-in is designed to capture leads quickly. So this is for your free offer or your low entry offer that we talked about. So I would only do this for something free, and that would be the freebie page 1, and this is what that design would look like. So we have just a very quick call out and a way for them to fill out their information here and click send. So that is going to be what that is. Now, the long form opt-in page, I'm going to turn my video off just so it doesn't goes back and forth a little bit easier. So the long form opt-in page, could be for a freebie or a small offer. That is going to be freebie page 2. And so this is for something that needs a little bit more context. So this is that template for that. So you'll kind of create like what's included in it, and then you'll link to your cart builder, right? So this just has a little bit more information than just a regular opt-in page. Then we have the short thank you page. This is for freebie, the quick freebie. And so this short form just kind of explains, hey, check your inbox. If you don't see it, email us here for help. So this is just kind of a real simple, basic thank you page. And then a long form thank you page. So this one is going to be to sell either a mid-ticket or a secondary small offer. So this can leverages momentum after the opt-in and invites clients to continue working with you. So an upsell thank you page. So let's say that you have a workshop. So confirmed, heading, instead of your freebie, you'll put the name of your offer. And then you could say upgrade to or snag a ticket to XYZ workshop, 20% off today only. And then that's when they can kind of start jumping in. And then you want to create a feature, you can put information about you, testimonials, because this is kind of selling that next step, or bringing people that are already interested in working with you into whatever it is that you're working on, instead of just kind of blanket sending out like, hey, I'm doing a workshop, come on in. And then we have the full sales page. So this is going to be for your main offer. This is going to be, I call it a sales page because that's the language that we use in the marketing world. But honestly, for practitioners, it's a connection, clarity, and process page. So it expresses everything that happens when you work together. So this is a full sales page that I created for you that will be able to, where you can put all of the information, whether you want them to buy now without a sales call, or if they book a call first, or a consult is what we call it. So it's got places for all of that kind of fun things, some social proof so they feel comfortable, information about you and your approach, FAQs, and then all of that. So that is kind of what those different pages look like. Now we'll get to writing them. So I'm not going to dive too much into this because I have created purpose and examples for all of them. And I don't, I'm not going to read to you or patronize you in that way. But this is kind of where you'll fill things out. So this will be the short form opt-in page. This will be you'll put your name of your offer here, and then a call out at the top, high performing professionals ready to manage their schedules. Then you'll do a purpose, regain control of your time, reduce stress in just minutes a day. And then you'll do main header and then a subtitle. And this is going to clearly state the result or outcome. So snag my quick audio guides to help you streamline your agenda, show up for what matters most, and allow you to manage your work days without pulling all your hair out. So that's kind of how you'll follow this. Now, if you do have your own software, you can absolutely take this copy and then just create a page from any page builder or templates, things like that. So this is just all about kind of naming all of this. So then we have the long form opt-in page, and it follows as demos as well. So button copy is the copy that you'll put on the actual button. So yes, I want more energy. Claim my free self-care plan, whatever that looks like. And then you have the short form thank you page. And then we have the long form thank you page. So this is going to be kind of that progress bar at the top, and kind of the mini bio and how you help. And then we have the full sales page. So these mimic, okay, I thought it would be helpful for you to see them on both. So these mimic each other, right? So the full sales page, so the name of your offer, call out bar. This up here is the call out bar. So attention overextended caregivers, we're writing this as if they're somebody that works with caregivers, ready to reclaim themselves without neglecting loved ones. So you're talking about the result they'll get, the pre-header, header, and subtitle. So this is the pre-header, this is the header, this is the subtitle. And then the benefits before they scroll. So highlight the big wins. I like to start with desire and big wins, just because we don't want to dig into emotionally heightened folks. The last thing they want to hear is all of the things they're doing wrong and how, it's, pull yourself up by your bootstrap kind of messaging. So we want to really lead with empathy. So I always start with like what you'll get done. And then we'll talk about the challenges. So these, we don't want to dig into pain points, make them uncomfortable, but we do want to name what's going on with them. Examples could be putting everyone first, leaving no time for yourself, feeling guilty for wanting a personal life, overwhelmed by caregiving responsibilities. So then we have our main desires and transformation. So you can kind of see how these correspond with each other. Scroll stopping statement here. That's this, the intro of your offer. That's this. I also have all of these tech mockups as well included in this offer, so you'll be able to get those if you need. Introducing the offer, and then your module process section. So again, you don't have to break it up into like whatever module 1, breath work. It can be kind of what you do. So onboarding call, then I create a self-care plan, then we do weekly practices and we do check-in calls. It could be something that simple. Then you'll do testimonials, and then I have a section for features and pricing, depending on if they're booking a call here. I would just do like, yes, book my call or discovery call. But if you want them to go ahead and purchase on this page, if you're sending it to warm traffic, you can also set up a value stack here. And then bonuses, again, bonuses don't have to be something absolutely wild. They could be schedules or trackers or things that you've already created for clients. TLDR, too long didn't read statements, so summary statements here would be what that would be. We want another testimonial section as well. I call this a risk reducer. So you don't necessarily have to have a guarantee, especially if you're working one-on-one with people. I do not have a refund policy when for my one-on-one work because they're paying for me for work that I've already done, and so to refund that would not make sense. But if it's a digital offer or if it's something that's under $100, I will typically make it that. But what you can do is highlight your terms and conditions, talk about how if things aren't working, kind of what you do. Do you do extra strategy sessions? Do you have a referral program? Well, maybe you'll send them to another clinician and you can stop payments. Like there's a bunch of different options there, but it's really answering the question, what happens if I'm not happy with the program? So then our bio, I like to break the bio into 2 sections. So one section which kind of talks about like what you do. I spelled my own name wrong. That's hilarious. So you can talk about what you are, your certifications, and then what your approach is. Because I think that that is really what people want to know when they're looking at bios is like, how are you going to approach the work that I do? Then we have the FAQ section, addressing questions and things like that. And then I always like a why things you're doing aren't working section because I want them to know that it's not their fault. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not. It's not a willpower thing. It's not that they've made bad decisions. It's just they don't have whatever it is that you've provided us. That's literally what I just say in that. It's so funny. So that's kind of what you want to highlight here. Like, what are the things that they're missing? And that's why it's not working, but it's not necessarily because they don't want it bad enough or because they have taken a wrong turn in their life. Okay, and then we'll do a final summarize of everything that they're getting. And so that is going to be, example would be step-by-step coaching, personalized strategies, ongoing support, sustainable transformation, things like that. Again, you're not over-promising, you're just expressing like what happens when we work together. Then a final call of what's possible. So these are going to be more outcome-driven, benefit-heavy statements. Reclaim your sense of self while still being fully present for your loved ones. Experience calmer mornings. Gosh, I put calm everywhere. That's funny. Meaningful connections and less overwhelm. And then the last CTA, I like to have kind of a no-brainer yes question. So are you ready to finally put yourself first without feeling guilty or sacrificing others, things like that. So that is how we use these copy maps to create web pages and start sending your offer out via email, your link in bio, etc., etc.